Hey everyone, welcome to the Turkish series Stars channel. Settle in, because today we're diving into a story that has been whispered about for years and just erupted back into the spotlight. If you enjoy our deep dives and want more of these behind-the-scenes narratives, make sure to subscribe and share this video so you don't miss a single update. For a long time, rumors swirled about a quiet rift between Demet and Yaman. They built a massive audience with their explosive on-screen spark and the easy charm they shared during interviews and promotions. Fans read every glance, every laugh, every fleeting moment as proof of something unspoken. Then, life moved on, careers split into different directions, and both kept their private feelings sealed. But those old whispers never really died, until now. Demet has finally opened the door on what she calls a turning point. Her words were simple but heavy. The day she felt Can stopped trusting her, something essential ended. She didn't shout. She didn't attack. She just said it plainly, with the kind of calm that only arrives after years of holding something in. According to people in her circle, the memory of that moment has stayed with her, reshaping how she moves through work, friendship, and the delicate space where the two collide. The story behind the scenes is said to have started with a misunderstanding. One of those messes that begins small and spirals fast. They were close, aligned, always seeming to anticipate each other's rhythm. But when suspicion enters a room like that, it does not knock. It slams doors. Demet, who has spoken often about valuing loyalty and clear-eyed friendship, stepped back when she felt her sincerity was put on trial. She didn't slam the table or issue ultimatums. She simply drew a line and never crossed back. Hearing her speak with such finality stunned the tabloids. In the media, Can and Demet have always been tied together by the glow of their shared success. For years, the most hopeful fans kept writing, maybe one day they'll reunite, as if wishing hard enough could restart a story paused at its sweetest episode. But Demet's new candor made those wishes feel like old postcards sent to an address that no longer exists. As for Can, he has not responded, at least not yet. People near him say the timing caught him off guard. Others say silence is his way of letting the storm pass. Everyone has an opinion. No one really knows. What is certain is that the internet is split into loyal camps. Some stand with Demet, praising her for protecting her boundaries and speaking from the scar, not the wound. Others worry that the finality of her words has sealed a door that didn't need to be locked. There is another thread that's hard to ignore, the undeniable ache from viewers who fell in love with their chemistry. Those fans weren't just invested in scenes, they built collages, made edits, wrote stories, and found their joy in the way Demet and Can lit up the screen. Hearing that doubt once came between them hit a tender place. The idea that trust could snap, just like that, feels like a chord cut in the middle of a favorite song. Demet is focusing on new projects and new energy, leaning into what she calls a fresh chapter. She's keeping things professional, showing up with a steady composure. Her message is subtle, some endings aren't explosions, they're quiet, and they happen the moment someone stops believing you. That wound, she suggests, taught her what to require from the people closest to her. It didn't break her, it drew her boundaries with sharper ink. Industry insiders say the old backstage questions have roared back. What happened between them? Was it really just a misunderstanding? Why was there no way back? The details are still fuzzy, shaped by memory, timing, and pride. People who worked nearby recall a shift in the air, joking that slowed, glances that grew careful, an ease that used to arrive uninvited suddenly needing an RSVP. One small misreading, a careless word, a rumor unchallenged, sometimes that's all it takes for trust to crumble from the inside. In private, Demet reportedly told friends that she wanted this story to be spoken once and then left where it belongs, behind her. She insisted that honesty, at last, was not about stirring drama. It was about closing a chapter that had remained stuck half-open for too long. The reaction, of course, has been anything but quiet. Headlines multiplied. Comment sections flooded. People analyzed every old photo, every clip, looking for proof of the crack they now believe had always been there. Those close to can say he's processing. That word feels safe, almost clinical, but it captures something real, a person choosing when and how to respond. Some believe he'll address it only when he has a project to anchor his message. Others think he won't say anything at all, that he'll let the work speak and the noise fade with time. That uncertainty is its own drama, feeding the cycle of speculation. What everyone agrees on is this: hope for a reunion, personal or professional, has dimmed. Not because love turned to hate, but because trust, once questioned and not repaired, rarely returns to the same house. Fans who had campaigned for them to share the same set again are having a hard time accepting that Demet is done reopening that door in her mind. Her words were not shouted, but they were resolute. The loss of belief was a finish line she refused to cross a second time. And yet, people keep asking, what if they talk, really talk? What if context changes everything? What if they clear the air and surprise us all? These questions feed the fantasy that stories we love can be rewritten. Demet's perspective says otherwise. It says that after a long silence, the truth isn't a weapon, it's a boundary marker placed with care. It says the cost of doubt can be the end of a chapter, and that some chapters are meant to be archived, not revised. In the days following her statement, social media split into familiar lines. One side applauded her for breaking a silence that served no one but the speculation mill. The other side mourned the version of the story that had sustained them through years of nostalgia. Edits of their old scenes resurfaced with captions like, "Was this the moment?" and "Did we miss the signs?" People pinned meaning to gestures that once looked effortless. That is the power of context, it rewrites the past with a new pen. Demet's team emphasizes that she's fully immersed in work and personal growth right now, that she's done answering the same question in different colors. Meanwhile, Cannes camp keeps their statements measured, almost neutral. You can read it as caution or dignity, maybe both. The result is a balance of quiets, her quiet that closes the book, his quiet that leaves the page unturned. For those who treasured their partnership, the heartbreak isn't just about two people. It's about what they represented, a reminder that connection can look effortless and feel like home. To learn that a private crack widened into a permanent split feels strangely personal to fans who grew up, fell in love, or healed while watching their scenes. The story was never theirs, but it touched their lives all the same. If you've followed this saga from the start, the trajectory is clear. First came the chemistry, then the worship, then the whispers, then the silence. Now we have a revelation, measured, final, and deeply human. Demet is not pointing fingers, she's describing a boundary. She's saying that the moment belief left the room, she did too, at least in the way that once mattered. Is there a chance this all softens with time? Perhaps. People grow. Perspectives shift. But for now, the door is shut, and the sound it made was not a slam but a click. Tabloids will keep spinning, and fans will keep choosing sides. The story, as it stands today, is less about blame and more about the fragile architecture of trust. In an industry that thrives on myth, this feels like a rare moment of unvarnished truth. Two stars scaled a mountain together, then climbed down different sides. The view was breathtaking while it lasted. The path forward is theirs alone. As for us, we'll be watching, not to pry open wounds, but to witness how they continue to turn heartache into art. Demet has stepped into a new season with a steady voice and an unshakable focus. Cannes, for his part, is choosing silence. Maybe as armor, maybe as grace. And the question that lingers is not whether they will work together again, but whether they even need to. Sometimes the most powerful answer is the life you live after the final word. We're keeping our ears to the ground for any response from Yaman, and you can be sure that if and when he speaks, we'll be here to bring you the full story. Until then, remember what this moment reminds us. Even in the brightest glows of fame and fantasy, trust is the light that makes everything shimmer. Once it flickers out, the scene changes for good. Thank you for watching Turkish series stars. If you want more stories that look behind the curtain and tell the truth with heart, make sure you're subscribed and share this video with someone who still believes in the magic of a single look. We'll see you in the next one.